But first, it's time to throw it to the latest from Star Wars Outlaws.
Here we go, guys. Yeah, buddy. We're starting next Tuesday. Early access.
The Underworld's favorite new scoundrel. This is your one shot.
Boom!
A safe filled with 157 million credits.
I like
And
credits.
I can get you inside.
Get in. How about getting out? This job, it's a death wish.
Your lives are over. Your family, friends, gone. There's nowhere in the galaxy you can hide.
Oh! Can't wait. Can't wait.
You want to live? Get in with the Underworld's most dangerous syndicates. And pull off the greatest heist the Outer Rim has ever seen.
Oh yeah, Nix, I'm right there with you, buddy. Hanging on for dear life with a shit-eating grin on my face.
So in, because that rowdy trailer belongs to Star Wars Outlaws. And joining me now to talk through this very epic space adventure, please welcome creative director Julian Garrity. How you
Nice.
doing?
Julian's awesome.
Excited.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, that's a hell of a trailer to cut. I mean,
Do you know what? That's the first time I've seen it.
no.
And it's
What do you think?
it's awesome.
Oh,
It's,
yeah.
The music gets me every time. I love the characters.
Yeah.
The locations look
I
great.
love his
So
jacket.
From a point of view of somebody who's just discovering it, I'm very happy.
Good. I mean, can you set the scene for us a little bit? Because although that did give us a little look at what we're going to be getting up to,
Yeah.
what is Star Wars Outlaws exactly?
What is Star Wars Outlaws? So, it's the first ever open world Star Wars RPG game that features scoundrels, outlaws. My favorite archetype of Star Wars. So it's really giving you the keys to be part of the underworld, part of the galaxy of Star Wars on your terms.
I love the sound of it because you're right. This is a brand new experience for a lot of players. We've had tales about Force wielders before, but the scoundrel is so important to Star Wars in general, and now to finally play as one is incredible. And we've seen a bit of Toshara, we've seen a bit of Tatooine. You've picked some great locations for the game, but now we're going to get a little look at the planet Akiva, right?
Yes, absolutely. So this is the first time we really dive into Akiva. And Akiva
Same
was
with me,
only
Emulator. My
ever
first was
featured in a
Gunslinger.
series of books
And then I did the
called
Scoundrel.
Aftermath. So we're the first to take those words and to transform them into something
This is
lush,
cool. So they're
beautiful,
taking
complex.
a location
And
from one of the
complex
novels,
not
working with
just in
Lucasfilm
scenery,
to
but
create
also
it
in the
in-game for the
politics,
first
the
time.
dynamics that
It's never
are
been seen
happening.
in a film either.
You'll be able to see while Kay runs around the streets of Mira, the main city.
It's very beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But it's also corrupt. And you'll see that there's stormtroopers, there's an Empire presence, and the Pikes and the Hutts are also fighting it out. So Empires and Syndicate presence within the city, within the planet as a whole.
Well, we'll get onto the syndicates in just a sec, but as I've heard from you before, speaking about the game, one thing your team's really proud of in particular with Star Wars Outlaws is those hubs of where Kay can get her intel, and that all starts with cantinas. Now, the cantinas that we have on Akiva, very different to the ones we have on Tatooine. Tell me a bit about how you go in designing these to make sure they feel like Star Wars cantinas, but also reflective of the planet or moon that they're on.
Absolutely. So the cantina is this flashpoint of everything that makes Star Wars special. And the approach, the design philosophy that we worked with Lucasfilm Games really allowed us to understand the
It's his
simplicity,
desk.
relatability, and
His
yet
desk is somebody in
difference that all
carbonite.
of these locations can take. So, for example, in the real world, you have jazz bars, you have Korean barbecues, you have all of these different types of location. So each one of these had to have a different type of vibe. Here in Akiva, it's a tropical tiki bar. So that's the vibe that we were going for there.
Sounds great, and it's obviously a great place to meet up with these crime syndicates and get some jobs. How do they make an impact on the game?
So, of course, this is.
I have a lot of
about the
identical
underworld of
plants
Star
on
Wars.
my
and
balcony
there
as well.
are 4 main
Dot.
syndicates. There's maybe more.
not a
but
lot of
there are 4
variation
main
outside of my back
syndicates that
door.
You'll be dealing with the Pikes, the Hutts, the Ashiga clan that we created with Lucasfilm Games,
Ooh,
and the
reduce your
Crimson Dawn.
rate of fire.
And you, as an
So there's
outlaw,
different ways
are
you
going to
can
be able
config.
to work on your reputation with each one of those. Doing jobs for some, betraying others, and building your profile accordingly. So very, very involved in your personal story throughout this adventure.
That's incredible. So they will form a general structure that Kay can live out this story in, but how much agency do players have to maybe go off the beaten path, maybe take Kay down some slightly darker routes, or playing the good guy a bit?
It's 100% up to you. So for example, here, this is the first time we ever show this quest. And it's a quest where you've
Oh,
landed
I'm
in
loving the
Akiva.
cosmetics.
Your main focus
Oh,
is to
different
go pick up
holsters.
a droid
Fuck
smith.
yeah.
A droid smith that you need
I
to pull off
love
this
the
heist
cosmetics
that
in
we've
Jedi
been talking
Survivor.
about.
They were way better than Jedi Fallen
157
Order. This looks
million
great.
Credits, that's a lot of
Not
credits.
bad, yeah.
And to do that, you're going to have to upgrade your equipment, which we're doing there.
Yeah.
We're making sure that your loadout is the right one. You jump on your speeder, and you'll be able to be distracted by curiosity on the way. So you're speeding off, you're on the way. It's quite a journey, and on that journey, you're going to be able to do jumps, tricks.
Nice.
The bike is based on a motocross, so it feels visceral as well.
Right.
And you'll be able to come across different things. Like here we have a
Good for you,
an
Tiny
Imperial
Toadster. Do what you
shuttle
want with your own
landing.
wallet. It's always a
Do you
good
go
thing.
and mingle with those
I was
people?
happy to
Do
spend the
you- do you
$130.
mess around with the Empire at this
Happy
point,
to get my
or
early
do you
access,
save it
happy to
for a
get my
little bit
premium
later
edition,
on?
happy to get the art
Guess
book. I'm
what?
going to stream the shit
That
out of it starting
Droid Smith,
Tuesday.
he's
So if you're
gonna
along
be
for the ride,
located
make sure to
in
follow
an
along over on
Imperial
Twitch, Tiny
compound.
Toadster, and
Just
don't
our
forget the
luck.
YouTube,
Just our luck.
because that's where
Well,
the day-to-day stuff
how
happens.
well equipped can the player be to tackle? That's not a compound. That's a fortress.
I
mean,
pre-order
what does
all
Kay
the
bring to
things that
table
make
to
me
be able to
happy
deal with
in
these
life.
kind of scenarios?
Well,
Happy to give money.
She's got to have the equipment to
Love
be
to be
able to do
entertained.
that. And that starts off with things like your binoculars to be able to scope the different opportunities. There's not just one way in, there's several ways in. The surest way to meet a very certain end is to go in guns blazing. Because this is the Empire we're talking
Grapple
about.
hook.
So it's a massive force in front of you.
Very cool.
We're going to go stealth.
Okay.
And binoculars, one thing, blaster, another, Nyx, incredibly important. Let's just have a taste of how Kay uses Nyx.
Okay.
She's going to be sending me across and attacking, clawing the hell out of that stormtrooper.
I feel bad for the guy. That's
You shouldn't. He's there. He's built for this.
okay.
You
True.
take out the second stormtrooper, and now you have to hack through that laser barrier to be able to get into the gooey good
See, I
stuff
didn't have
that
any
is that
issues,
fortress.
Brett.
So there's
I
quite a
played
few different ways
Jedi
to
Survivor on the
engage
Series
in,
X.
in a
I've
mission
got
like this.
a whole
Absolutely.
playlist.
What would happen
streamed
if
it.
we did go
It was
in with
flawless.
blasters blazing?
Flawless
Would it
performance.
be a big problem for us on this particular mission?
This is an Empire compound, so that's going to be a
Jedi
real
Fallen
problem.
Order, I
Okay.
played day one on
I'll
PS4.
take your advice on
One of the conditions is that
No,
you don't set
I think
off
it
the
was
alarm.
PS4.
Because if the alarm sets off,
And then I got
you're
my
gonna
Xbox
shut
Series
down
X
that
and I played
compound.
Fair enough.
Jedi
You
Survivor
may
day one.
revisit the
Zero
compound
issues.
later on to be able to steal more stuff and to really find all of the treasures. And
PC
there,
ports,
you can
though,
do it
PC
the way
ports
you
always
want.
have issues when the
But
game is made for console
ATSTs,
first. It's just,
guarding
there's
the
too many
door,
variables.
You've got a blaster in
5
Nyx.
million
Do you
different
really
types
wanna
of
put yourself
graphics
in that
cards and
sort of
chipsets.
situation?
I could take my chances.
It's
Honestly.
impossible to
Earlier
count
on, though,
for
we did
everything.
see with Kay's using a blaster now, but before that, she was working on it a bit on her workbench.
Yes.
Inside the Trailblazer.
That-
What
Yeah,
was
but
that
what-
all about?
what
Is that,
platform,
like,
Brett?
trading or...
Yeah,
If it
that's
was PC,
absolutely upgrading
that's
your
why.
weapon.
Okay.
Because we want this to be about a resourceful underdog. And a resourceful underdog, they have one main tool that you can upgrade. You can have a charge blast, which is like a rocket launcher.
What?
And, plasma, which is the regular blaster.
Right.
With speed mode to it, so it feels like an automatic
Man, this is really
weapon.
cool the way she's
And
like
you have,
sliding around the battlefield,
one,
sneaking.
function, which is the shock function, which we'll see a little bit later on.
Nice. I love the way that she even moves around. Like you mentioned before, Scoundrel Archetype's one of your favorites, but the movements of Kay, the mannerisms, the swagger, really communicates that so well.
It's something that we worked on Division 2.
Right.
And those are trained military agents,
Yeah.
civilian agents, but with military training. Here we wanted to
Yeah, that's
resource
the
for
perfect
underdogs.
example,
So you
Brett.
have to have that different movement.
The
But all of
blacksmith
those
Wukong.
mannerisms
PC
and that
gamers
sort
having
of
issues.
swagger
PS5's
that you
great,
see
flawless.
there, that's Umberly, who brought that to the character, and she'll be able to tell you all about it.
Okay,
Umberly's
great. I'll make
awesome.
sure
If
to.
you're not following her on
One thing
social
that I
media,
want to point out as well.
I hope her
we did
career
just talk
goes
about the
big, big,
blaster a
big
little bit
places.
and getting to see some of the action of it there.
She's
Nice
the
shot,
girl
by the way.
playing Kvis.
The sound of it,
the
too.
actress.
I mean, in Star Wars, there are so many sounds that are iconic. Players, when we listen to them, it makes the hair on our
If you
arms stand
close
up.
your eyes and think
Oh.
TIE Fighter,
Yeah, TIE Fighter, I'm thinking like the seismic charge.
Yep.
Oh man, yeah. But Kay's blaster also has a really satisfying punch to it. So tell me about the process for making sure that you're designing a weapon sound-wise, the feel of it, the look of it, making sure it's authentically Star Wars, but also brand new, something that you've created.
we have to get inspiration from the past, get inspiration from the original trilogy, because this adventure happens in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Right.
So we had access to all of those things. And then the pleasure is looking at that, working with that, and coming up with something that sounds new and that become its own sound. And that extends from the sound design to, the music of the piece, which I think is remarkable. You
Yeah,
heard it
gorgeous.
in the trailer. It's fantastic.
Anytime I hear the horns, honestly, I'm goosebumps. It's crazy. So we finally find our droid smith here then, I guess.
Yeah, who's not particularly happy to see you. So I'm not going to spoil the story, but the droidsmith, Gadik, has a past with you.
Okay.
And he's ended up working with the Empire, so he's made some really bad
Oh
decisions.
dear, yeah. It's not great. I mean, he's already got a protocol droid firing a gun at us. I never thought I'd see that. But
I got a problem with a gatekeeper droid.
now that's caught his interest.
That's caught his
Yeah,
interest.
interesting.
There's a real challenge. There's
Yeah.
a real opportunity. It's not motivated by the credits, but tinkering around with some new tech.
I like
That's
it.
what catches his eye.
That looks
I
really
could get
cool.
on
I
with
can't
this guy.
wait.
But the problem is, once we extract Gadik, we have to get out as well, right?
And that's where the blaster comes into its full use.
Nice.
So this is going to be part of one of those
Pull his plug.
main quests. It's a linear quest, and there's a whole path where you explode into the combats, and you use
Yes.
all of the tools at your disposal.
Right.
Before we edited a
Probably
little
tried-
segment, which was a puzzle room.
Right,
We didn't
yeah.
want to spoil the puzzle. We didn't want to spoil the traversal. We wanted to focus on the real action of this
Yeah.
piece.
Great. And now we're getting some serious combat because there was no chance to sneak there. Everybody's just
That's
whipped
it.
over and saw us immediately.
Let's just escape.
I love
And
the
this
slide.
is where Kay sort of comes into her own because scoundrels, they love to improvise. They're good under pressure.
Oh, there's the.
And so I guess
the
you want-
timer.
you're encouraging players to make sure they look around them.
I wonder if that's damage
identify
boost or
bits that are
accuracy boost or
useful, send
something, or
nicks
just a
out,
reload.
Play around with it a bit.
All of those tools, you've got an adrenaline shot.
Oh,
If you recognize that, it allows you to slow time, pick your targets, and it's an automatic kill.
Nice.
Automatic kill.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a
we've
bit
seen
more of
those
a
guys in
problem,
Jedi
This
Sentinel
guy's got
before.
a shield, and one
Jedi
of your
Survivor.
modules
Jedi Survivor. Jedi
will
Fallen
be able
Order.
to disable that shield, opening
Right.
it
Oh,
up.
we got an ion shot to disable
For
the shield, and
the,
then boom,
the
blaster
deadly
to the
shot.
face.
Absolutely stunning.
And that's it. You grapple hook out and
we're
escape the
clear.
base.
You make it seem so easy.
Dot says, I
I'm
believe
there
the
when I'm
middle-aged
there. I'm
player
gonna
base
try
will
it
get the
and
biggest
it's
kick
not
of the
gonna
flame.
be
I wish
It-
I
well,
was
if they're not
playing
toxic
this.
little
There's a
Star
whole
Wars
team,
babies.
And they've done an amazing job at capturing
The
this.
ones who
Yeah,
hate the
but
fact
right
that
at the
it's a
end there, we
female
also got
instead of a
little sizzle,
male.
a little taster of the rest of what's to come in the game.
Why
And
didn't I get
one thing in
Han
particular I
Solo?
spotted
I
there
don't want to
was
play it if it's not Han
Sabak
Solo.
happening as well.
Yep, Sabak.
You got to tell me about that because I love
They're
it.
not actual Star
Sabak
Wars
is a big
fans. We
part
don't listen
of the
to them.
scoundrel lifestyle.
Yeah.
So we wanted to create our own rules.
I'm gonna
which
love it.
gave us this
I'm gonna have
depth,
so much fun in
of
this
play
game.
and being able to collect special
That's
cards.
all my brother and I have been
change
talking about for like
rules
the
of
last
game
3
while you
months.
go
Is
along. So there'll
is
be
playing
tournaments,
this.
there'll be high stakes.
He won't have
games,
time to
there'll
play it
be
until Christmas
a
time.
lot
He's
of
playing Jedi
credits to win
Survivor
as well.
right now.
Great. Well, I'll have to get practicing on that.
But then I told him
Definitely.
Indiana
So
Jones is
I just
dropping
wanna
on
say
Game
thanks
Pass
so
on
much for
December
joining us.
9th. He's
This
like,
has been
I
incredibly
might actually be
insightful.
finished with Star Wars
Cannot wait to
Survivor
play the
then.
game, and it's not too long until launch.
Go
so
play
No,
Indiana
next
Jones.
week. Next
Buckle
week.
up. Yeah. Well,
Next
thanks
week.
for joining us, Julian.
Tuesday.
Next up, though, to celebrate the launch of Star Wars Outlaws, we decided to test some
Tuesday.
lucky fans on their Star Wars knowledge. Let's see how